Hello there. It's 3 days to Christmas. Today is 22nd of December 2025. Welcome back from a very busy weekend, as it was for myself and my colleagues here at Ignite Media. But we're back here for our motherland to discuss very important issues that will help build the country. How's your weekend? Yes, as I mentioned, it was a very busy one, but we're back in here. Well, until 2 p.m. on Good Afternoon Ghana. Today, we've got conversations coming up about the Yuletide, right? The conversation about how we can be cautious on the roads. When it gets to periods like this, you have a lot of road accidents happening. We'll be hearing from the MTTD and also the National Road Safety Authority. There's a report about January to October, and thereof we're going to focus also on November, December, and particularly in this period, how we can be safe on our roads. Very, very important. So we'll get into that conversation, and also we'll tell you about the Metro TV Jollof Festival that took place on Saturday right here on our premises in Northridge, and we do appreciate all of you for coming through and being a part of the program. We'll talk more about that later on the show. My name is Desmond Okrekudan. We're live on Facebook, Metro TV Ghana, also DSTV channel 277, also on the multi-TV Digibox, and live on the radio on 94.1 FM. We're going to do the news updates, and Dominic and Surprise standing by to bring us that. Dominic, good afternoon.
Oh, good afternoon, Dusty. How are you doing?
I'm okay. I saw you on Saturday. You were cooking a few things. The stew, I hear kako jollof. That's what you did?
Yeah. Well, that's my favorite, but unfortunately we didn't have kako jollof in there. But all the same, we enjoyed whatever that was prepared, and we must commend
it was a good time. It was a good time. Kudos to the whole team. Well, take us away with the latest updates.
Right, that's fine. News update is up next. And now 2 nurses and security guard arrested for allegedly being involved in a theft of a newborn baby from One Heart Hospital in Tamale. And now the Attorney General and Minister of Justice Dominic Ayine takes assurances members of President Mahama government who break the law will be held accountable. And now the maiden edition of the Metro TV Jollof Festival successfully fed thousands of people in Accra and its surrounding communities. And now later on Good Afternoon Ghana, we will be looking at security and road safety during the Christmas festive season. There's many other more coming your way in 30 minutes. Do stay. We'll be right back. And now we're taking a fast story. A newborn baby has allegedly been stolen from a private hospital in Lamshegu, a suburb of Tamale, triggering the arrest of 3 suspects by the Northern Regional Police Command. We now cross over to our regional correspondent in Tamale for more details on a developing story. According to the police press release, the incident occurred on Sunday, December 21, when a woman disguised as a nurse reportedly entered the labor ward of one of the heart hospitals and took away a newborn baby boy under the pretext of administering an injection. Police say 2 nurses were on duty at the time, along with a facility security guard, have been arrested to assist with investigation. The Domestic Violence and Victim Support Unit, DOVSU, is leading investigations, while intelligence operations are ongoing to locate the missing baby and apprehend any other persons connected to the incident. The police have assured the public that all efforts are being made to resolve the case and ensure the safety of the child. Our correspondent Al-Hassan D. Baba is on the beat and joins us on phone for more. D. Baba, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Good afternoon.
Right, good afternoon. Let us understand. Have you spoken to the family and the hospital yet?
Yes, I have spoken with the family, and I am just from the police headquarters a while ago, just to find out how far they have gone with the case. And like you rightly mentioned, And like you rightly mentioned, the police informed me that 3 people, in fact 4 people, were arrested yesterday in connection with the case. And these people are 2 nurses on duty and 2 security guards who were also on duty at that time. And they are still in custody assisting in investigations. And I spoke to the auntie of the child who was taking care of the woman and then the baby at the hospital, who said she was very shocked because according to her, she was at the hospital when the woman gave birth. They did everything. So there were some drugs that they had to get from outside. So they called the husband of the woman to get the drugs for them. When the man got the drugs and brought them, a woman who was dressed in the nurse's uniform came in and was talking to somebody, according to the lady, that I am going to take the lady and weigh the baby and weigh him. So they thought she was one of the nurses at the hospital. And for that matter, she was allowed to pick the baby. And at that time, according to the woman, she also left the hospital to go outside and pick the drug that the husband brought for the baby. And when she returned, the baby was not there. And she asked, and she was told that the nurse who took the baby hasn't returned the baby yet. That was when they asked the nurse on duty, and she said she was not aware of somebody picking the baby. And that was where the people had to report to the police and other authorities concerning the missing of the child. And as we speak, police are guarding the hospital because people gathered last night, and we all suspected that they were going to attack the hospital. And I was told by management of the hospital that they were planning to transfer the rest of the patients on admission to different hospitals and to see what the way forward will be. Because as a matter of fact, the people within the community and beyond are very unhappy with what is happening, and anything can happen. For that matter, they are not leaving anything, any stone unturned. And I can also mention that this is strange to the good people of the region, because we last heard of this issue at Tamale Teaching Hospital some few years ago, and the baby was swiftly found because the woman said she was just trying to take care of the baby. But this one is looking totally different from what we have ever seen in the northern region before.
Well, summing everything up, where do you think this will head to or get to?
As a matter of fact, the whole thing is confusing, and the police are trying their possible best to find a lead that will lead them in the right direction of investigation. Because as we speak, it's like nobody knows exactly what happened. Well, the hospital staff are telling us that they don't really know anybody of such stature at the hospital. So they are confused as to who that person is. But the police are saying they will find out, or they will go direct to the bottom of this issue, and they are assuring people that the baby is going to be found.
Listen. Were there no security at post already before the entry point of the said suspect?
This is the issue. The time I went to the hospital, in fact, when the baby was stolen, I was called within about 15 minutes after the baby was stolen. I went to the hospital, and there wasn't any security person at post. So I asked, and they told me that he has gone to get something for himself. But I was at the hospital for almost or more than an hour, and the man was not back. And that made him a suspect in this case. I asked the hospital administrator about the CCTV cameras at the hospital, and he told me, initially he told me it was working, but later he called me into his office and told me that they had an issue with it 2 weeks ago, and they are repairing it. And for that matter, there's no CCTV footage that can be shown. So that is the situation right now. Many people believe, and in fact, in a way, I also believe that the security at the hospital is very loose, and that contributed to this incident.
Well, justice must be served, however, but we assure you to probe deeper so that we know where to get to with this story. Dibaba, thank you so much for joining us here. Now moving on to do some other stories, the Vice President, Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman, has reaffirmed government commitment to strengthening diaspora-friendly policies to drive and expand clear pathways for return investment and collaboration. She was speaking at a closing ceremony of the 2025 Diaspora Summit in Accra.
Your contributions to Ghana are neither marginal nor episodic. Through remittances, skills transfer, investment, advocacy, and cultural preservation, you continue to influence this country's path. The idea of the diaspora as Ghana's 17th region is more than a slogan. It is a recognition of your place in our national life. And as you have realized already, this summit has also reaffirmed that resetting Ghana requires partnership. Ladies and gentlemen, colleagues and friends, government is committed to strengthening diaspora-friendly policies and expanding clear pathways for your return, investment, and collaboration. Initiatives, including the Ejumawura program, Nkoko Nketenkete, Feed Ghana, and the 24-hour economy policy, are designed to create real entry points for participation. We know that a strong partnership is not built solely on words. It is created by conditions. Under the Reset Ghana agenda, the groundwork for stability and growth is being rebuilt. Inflation has sharply reduced. The Ghana cedi is stabilizing. Reserves have strengthened, and confidence is returning.
And now the Minister for Foreign Affairs, Samuel Okudzeto-Ablakwa, has revealed that government will be rolling out e-visa in the first quarter of 2026. The move, according to the sector minister, is to drive the needed investment and trade within the continent to facilitate economic growth. He was speaking at the closing of the 2025 Diaspora Summit in Accra.
We'll pursue policies that will bring us closer together and that will facilitate the kind of engagement, the kind of trade, the kind of investments that we all desire and which have come up in these last 2 days. And that is why I'm delighted to announce to you that this government, on the strict instruction of His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama, will be rolling out an e-visa policy in the first quarter of next year, 2026. And we have discussed at management at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs that we are going to have a special dispensation for Africans in the diaspora so that you will not have to make the same payments as others will make. And indeed, in our discussions, we are going to make sure that there will be a certain reciprocity when it comes to those visa payments based on countries, how much we pay when we want to go into their country. We will mirror and we will make sure we are all paying the same in the spirit of reciprocity so we can all raise the funds that we need to develop our country. However, we will have a special dispensation for Africans in the diaspora so that you can travel to the motherland easily and smoothly and more conveniently. The President has also instructed that efforts should be accelerated so that we can have back in the skies Ghana Airways.
The President John Dramani Mahama has launched the government's flagship Big Push road infrastructure program in the Bono region, unveiling a $10 billion plan to fix Ghana's road deficit while clearing 6 billion cedis in outstanding contract arrears. There is more in this report.
All contractors who were working before we came on projects that were awarded by the previous government, I've asked all of them to continue, and we're paying them so that they will continue those works. But we packaged new contracts under the Big Push. And what we did was we took some of the projects that were awarded by the previous government and put them on the Big Push so that their financing would be fast-tracked and they'll be able to complete them properly, because some are strategic projects, including this one. And so this one is on the Big Push now. And so your payments will come fast and you'll be able to complete it. All other projects awarded under Big Push are moving. The contractors are on site. They are moving And we have a window of 24 months. And some of them have assured us that they'll finish earlier. And so, like I said, Ghanaians should bear with the contractors. You know, Ghana is becoming a construction site, but after 24 months, we will all see the benefit of it. The minister raised the issue of other projects. There are many projects like the Takoradi interchange. There's the other one, Nungwa interchange. Those were all Sino Hydro projects. The Takoradi market, market cycle market is also one of them. The KJTR market is one of them. And so all those projects that were halted because of the debt exchange. The contractors have remained on site and they have continued to do some work and keep the site going.
And as Parliament rose on December 19, the Speaker granted leadership of both caucuses the opportunity to address the House on matters, policies and business arising from arguments on the floor, with the Minority Leader Fenyo Markin taking the first stand to speak. Let's take a listen.
And what does this government do? It indulges in wasteful spending. It launches questionable projects while preaching austerity to everyone else. They are buying a presidential jet, a thing that they themselves criticize. Today, those they have recruited at the presidency has ballooned, and they are spending so much to pay them. Today, they have abandoned agriculture. We have not seen production increase. Today, the private sector is suffering. They took away the policy of 1D1F, no incentive to the private sector. Mr. Speaker, the social contract is breaking when those at the top live in comfort, while at the bottom are told to tighten their belts. At the same time, our mineral wealth is being sold off in shady deals. The lithium agreement, we repeat, is opaque. The terms favor foreign and local investors, while communities get nothing. The details are hidden. The draft mining royalty regulation are being rushed through as subsidiary legislation without transparency, without proper scrutiny, creating loopholes for the well-connected. Mr. Speaker, the Chamber of Mines has sounded an alarm. We urge government to withdraw this regulation and engage in broader stakeholder consultation, not the least to our Speaker and his two deputies. Mr. Speaker, from our hearts, we say thank you. We have seen the transformation in Parliament. We may disagree on many issues, but what we know is that you are providing leadership for this House.
Leader of Government Business took his turn to address the House. Let's take a listen.
Next doors in the Côte d'Ivoire, the opposition leaders came to me when I was in the ECOWAS Parliament and complained that the president there wanted to go for a third term. And they were calling on us in West Africa to support them to oppose and prevent the president from going for a third term. So I asked them, the president who is seeking for a third term, is he going to put a ballot box in front of the citizens and ask them to vote for him to go for the third term, or is going to wake up early morning and announce that he is continuing for a third term? And they said there will be an election to determine whether or not he should go for the third term. And I said, go and fight him at that election. Go and fight him at that election. Go and fight him at that election. Mr. Speaker, that is why I say that ultimately, it will be the Constitution, the institutions, and the citizens of Ghana who will determine the future of our country.
And now the Speaker of Parliament later congratulated members and expressed appreciation to the House for its work. Let's take a listen.
Bagby, Speaker of the Parliament of the Republic of Ghana, at the end of the third meeting of the first session of the 9th Parliament of the Republic of Ghana. I will therefore present same in a representative capacity. Honourable members, as the book of Ecclesiastes reminds us, there is a time for everything. A time to commence and a time to close. A time for sitting and a time to rise. A time for debates and a time for recess. Today, the time has come for us to bring sitting of the third meeting of the first session of the 9th Parliament to an end, and to rise to adjourn sine die to a recess to focus on other responsibilities and duties of MPs as we reflect on our deliberations and accomplishments over the past weeks. We once again express our collective gratitude to the Almighty God for bestowing on us the wisdom, strength, tolerance, and spirit of cooperation that guided our deliberations.
And now the Minister for Energy and Green Transition, John Abdullahi Jinapor, revealed that the country's electricity use has reached its highest level ever, reaching over 4,300 megawatts. He made this known during a health walk and aerobics session organized by the ministry for its legal team.
Health Walk and Aerobics by the Ministry of Energy aims to promote wellness, team bonding, and cross-departmental collaboration among its staff, particularly the legal directorate. It also served as an opportunity for staff to network and build stronger relationships across sectors. Speaking to the media, the minister said the data on energy consumption was made available by the Ghana Grid Company. He therefore assured Ghanaians that the ministry is working hard to keep the country's power supply strong and reliable.
Yesterday, I got a message from Gridco that our peak demand has reached an all-time high. That's about 4,300 megawatts. So we are seeing a very huge increase in terms of energy consumption. And that also presents a challenge. It means that we have to work very hard to sustain the lights and keep the lights on. And so in the coming months, we'll have to double our efforts and work very, very hard to ensure that we have stable supply of power. But also in the petroleum sector, we need to double up and increase production, because that ultimately affects the living conditions of people as well as the downstream. But more importantly, roll out a lot of renewable energy to reduce the burden.
The minister praised its staff for joining the health walk and suggested it should happen more often, urging workers to keep serving their country.
I want to call on you, the lawyers in particular. You would always review all our contracts, ensure that the negotiations go very, very well. And so I want to encourage you to give off your best and to work very hard. Maybe this health work shouldn't be a one-off exercise. Maybe once every quarter we can meet and probably expand it to the other directorates.
Deputy Managing Director for BOST, Adjoa Bondi, also shared her thoughts after the health walk.
Because our minister believes that we need a healthy mind in a healthy body. So we have our legal department here who are always working hard to ensure that our strategic reserves remain intact, our contracts are well protected. So we are here, and we had a very good walk.
And now the Member of Parliament for Kainkwei South, Ernest Adomako Kion, has fed 100 widows in a constituency as part of activities to mark the Christmas season. Let's take a listen.
The event brought together community members and local leaders in a show of compassion and solidarity. The MP reaffirmed his commitment to the welfare of vulnerable groups in a constituency and pledged to continue supporting initiatives that promote unity, care, and social development.
There is no election. The elections are over. But as I promised the people, I'm going to continue every year, as I've mentioned. Say, you bomb you boreholes. I'm a man for the said where you top up more man for home and chill. I feel so. My Chebi Biasi, a year interest free loan from Mama Moody Blanket and Kitano. Ye share how I basic on your fiasse. Na ye win an issue ya bedroom said ye bay our mount for so ebe harry.
Ernest Adomako Kion extended warm Christmas wishes to the people of Okankwe South and commended them for their continuous support. He also expressed his appreciation to President John Dramani Mahama, wishing him well and lauding his leadership efforts for national development. Mayor of Accra, Michael Bakbo Alote, also spoke to the media, urging Ghanaians to support the vulnerable, especially in the festive season. He promised to reduce congestion in the city to ease traffic.
There are some of the roads need to be blocked, and once they need to be blocked, we must have we must meet with the security agencies. We have done already. The Monday we are meeting them, looking from the Cocoa Board Road. We are looking at if we can do it one way so that the cars can come in and go. Then we'll block the other streets for the people to sell. And Chalemi Pamocho, drivers, who passengers for mobile. Because and yes, many salmon. Na yenina ye any say obi be back home or why any budget mobile some budget na man no enya ade eye.
And now on health, 204 newly qualified medical and dental practitioners inducted by the Medical and Dental Council. Chief Director of the Ministry of Health, Desmond Boateng, speaking at a ceremony, charged the new doctors to discharge their duties professionally and ethically.
The ceremony marked a significant milestone in the careers of the health professionals as they positioned themselves to serve the country. Desmond Boateng urged the health experts to be professional in the discharge of their duties.
As you begin your professional practice, remember that the privilege to heal comes with profound responsibility. Be lifelong learners. Let your competence be matched by compassion, your confidence by humility, and your ambition by service.
Chairman of the Ghana Medical and Dental Council Board, Professor Ajiman Bedu Akosa, charged the new practitioners to explore ways to support Ghana's healthcare system.
Respect patients' right to reach decisions with you about the treatment and care. Support patients in caring for themselves to improve and maintain their health. Yesterday, you had a whole day of ethics and jurisprudence. And this last part for me is absolutely critical. Be honest and open and act with integrity. If you're a human being and you think you will never make a mistake, then you are no human being. But you make a mistake, you accept the mistake.
And our Deputy Presidential Spokesperson, Shamima Muslim, has praised President John Dramani Mahama for positively steering the affairs of the country. Speaking on Good Morning in Ghana, Shamima Muslim, affirmed that the reset agenda is positively felt in the pocket. However, communication team member of the New Patriotic Party, Ellen Amadaku, insists prices of goods and services are high. She noted that while 2025 has been a busy year for her party, she believes next year will be better for the country.
Speak about democracy and the decay of democracy. We speak about political parties too, because stronger political parties will reflect our democratic, journey. And we do know that political parties, in and of themselves, also have their own inherent weaknesses. They are usually not as democratic, sometimes internally, as they should be. But the NDC is also going through a reset, as you know it. People are speaking out respectfully, and yet there's that invisible hand of leadership steering all of us so we don't stir the waters too much to the point that it becomes distractive to our forward movement. The NDC is the most attractive political party in Ghana, and I'm telling you that if God wills it, the NDC is going to be in power for a long while yet because of the good works of President John Dramani Mahama.
Next year, God willing, giving us life, is also going to be a very, very busy year for the NPP. But as I said, because we by then would already have our flag bearer, we are going to really, I can assure the NDC government that that's when they will see proper opposition. Right now, it's just honeymoon, having fun, and the fun is ending by the 31st of January. So that is where we are now. I'm just wishing that this 2026 will be better for us as a country. I'm not just me, I'm sure a lot of us are still trying to get ourselves back together. And all the incidents, especially the accidents, the things that led to those accidents, for those we know, we should correct them.
Okay.
No way should such horrible incidents happen again. And for the young ladies, the LWAC matter, I still believe that some heads have to roll. I still have a head, if any heads have rolled yet on the military side.
Done so for the rest of the program. Desi, over to you.
Right, so Dominic, thank you very much for bringing us the news updates. There. You're still watching Good Afternoon Ghana here on Metro TV. I mentioned earlier that we have a conversation coming up about the safety on our roads. We'll be speaking to the MTTD and also the National Road Safety Authority. The guest will be joining us. So we have this conversation. One really is accounting for all the crashes that we have on our roads, especially during this particular season of the Christmas season, the New Year festivities, all of that, and how we can be safe going forward with some instructions for passengers, drivers, and all of us pedestrians to make sure that we have less number of crashes, or even it will be better if there's none, but just to cut down on the numbers that we are seeing on our roads in terms of the crashes, and that we get to talk about the Jollof Festival. We will definitely relive the moment from Saturday here on the show. So we're taking a break. When we come back, we get right into it. Stay with us here on Good Afternoon Ghana.
At the heart of Amasaman, along the Accra-Nsawam Road, something fresh is growing. At Pop Farms, we raise 100% organic broilers, naturally fed, humanly raised, and processed with the highest hygiene standards. Whether you're feeding a family at home, serving dinners in your restaurant, stocking your supermarket, or running a busy chore bar, Pop Farms delivers freshly frozen, premium quality chicken straight from our farm to your table. Fast, reliable doorstep delivery, fair prices, grown with care right here in Ghana. Clean, healthy, local, organic. That's the Pop Farms promise. Call us today on 024-777-3668 or 054-290-4156 or email sales@papfarmsgh.com. Pap Farms, raising the standard of poultry in Ghana.
Pap Farms chicken, naturally raised, honestly delivered.
Catch me. I didn't know when this assassin.
Pepe say if one ehun fasoni nia empra enfia.
Na e woni e dey ntem na enfia.
Asemi to me amana ni opeswe, ubetumi ekulu. Mr. Daddy.
The festive season is here again, and your most preferred estate partner is giving you 25% discount on land sale. Yes, for our Bronya Asase promo, Estate Masters is offering this massive discount for outright purchases. This includes free indenture, free site plan, and a free site visit. So what are you waiting for? Rush now and secure a plot of land while it is still hot. Reach out to us using the numbers below or visit our website at www.estatemastersgh.com. Estate Masters, your most preferred estate partner.
This December, Faith Life Church crowns the year with 2 unforgettable nights of worship and power. On Tuesday, 30th December at 7 p.m. Get ready for a transformational encounter, a night of music ministration featuring Team Eternity, Akase Brimpong, the Faith Life Collective, guest minister Pastor Emmett Konedu. Then on Wednesday, 31st December at 9 p.m., join us for a glorious watch night service as we cross from 2025 into 2026 under open heavens. With MOG Music and the Faith Life Collective leading prophetic praise and Pastor Daniel Yao Entry releasing divine instruction for your new year. Venue for both events is the Junction Mall, Nungwa Barrier. 2 nights, 30th and 31st December. One encounter with God. Faith Life Church, step into 2026.
Right, so welcome back. This is Good Afternoon Ghana. My name is Desmond Okrekudan. So we're live on Facebook, Metro TV Ghana, DSTV, channel 277, also on 94.1 FM. You can listen to us live on your radio. I mentioned earlier that we're having a conversation about road safety, very important conversation all year long. But of course, when it gets to the festivities, November, December, January, the education intensifies, and today we're going to have a look at that. Also a report from the that's the Road Safety Authority and the MTTD's Director of Education, Research and Training is here with me. Chief Superintendent Alexander Kweku-Obeng is there. We'll be talking to him, but let's take a look at this particular data that is actually from January to October, showing the road crashes, comparing that to last year, and what has happened this year also, whether we are decreasing or whether we're going high regarding the numbers. So take a look at this. It says that, and these are some bits that we have taken from that particular report, and it's categories of road traffic crashes from January to October 2025. For this particular one, it says that road traffic crashes have been categorized under fatal, serious, or minor, depending on the severity of the casualties. Fatal crashes are crashes which have resulted in the death of at least one person of the crash within 30 days of the crash. Serious crashes are crashes which have resulted in the serious injury of at least one person of the crash, leading to hospitalization or at least 24 or of at least 24 hours. Minor crashes are crashes which have resulted in the minor injury of at least a person in a crash, leading to hospitalization of less than 24 hours. So those are just the definitions of the crashes that will be sharing with you the data on that. We'll move on to the next one. So this next one that you see on the screen is a summary, as I mentioned, summary of provisional national road traffic crash and casualty statistics, provisional national road traffic crashes and casualties for October 2025-24 compared. So you look at the numbers there. So cases reported October 2025, 1,201. In October 2024, you have 1,307. There's a percentage. So you see the comparison there in terms of the percentage. There's a decrease in there. So you see victims of vehicles involved, persons killed, persons injured, and also the pedestrian knocked down. So you see that the only increase there is the persons killed, which is very, very, unfortunate that we're having an increase in that. So October 2024, we'd have 221 persons died out of the road crashes that took place. And this year, 249 persons died in October from the road crashes. Very, very sad there that we are increasing only with that one. Let's take a look at the next slide. So you see this one also, summary of road traffic crashes situation October 25 compared to October 24. So you see there October 25, October 24. So that's just a graphical representation of what we just read out. There are some other ones that I want to look at in terms of the regional breakdown and all of that. Very, very important conversation. Later I'll be speaking to the PRO of the National Road Safety Authority, Pearl Adosu Satekla. She'll be joining us later on Zoom. But for now, Chief Superintendent Alexander Obing is here, Director of Education, Research and Training at the MTTD of the Ghana Police Service. Chief, welcome to Good Afternoon, Ghana. How's it been?
Oh, for God and country.
For God, yes. Definitely for God and country. Yes. And you've been doing this all year round. And if I just want to know how you feel, first of all, as a human, that your work is to do the education and make sure that the situation that is there like this, after the education, at least people would have accepted or would have understood the message you're trying to preach. But then it doesn't go that way, and then there are increases. How do you feel about that?
Well, thank you very much for the opportunity, and Merry Christmas.
All right. Thank you.
And also to viewers across the globe and Ghana and all over where police is superintending in the 25 police regions in Ghana. The client we serve. We say Ayiko. First of all, Ghana is also grappling with ways of computerizing the road safety problem that seems to perplexing us, that seems to have inadequate solution, which requires all hands on deck.
Right.
Because one death is one too many, isn't it?
Right, definitely.
Particularly to state security institution that is mandated in the our 1992 Republican Constitution, Chapter 15, Article 200 to 204, to put in proactive measures in the first place that will prevent commission of crime, including road unsafe roads behavior that may compromise lives and properties, and also to come up with other reactive strategies to do same. And at the end of the day, it's reported that in addition to all that has been done, within the data you showed, that was between January and October this year compared with the same period this last year. And for us, police, we act on our feet, isn't it? So even the data has even been updated, which guides us into the Yuletide activities and the services we are delivering, because between January and November, where we are now, we have had about 13,600 crashes.
13,600 crashes.
Yes, and we have over 22,000 vehicles involved. And those that have been impacted with injuries of varying degrees of injuries is around 15,000. And those that we have unfortunately lost in the course of the year within 11 months is about 2,600, which is very perplexing on our hands. And it's a reason why we have intensified in times like this our proactive and reactive strategies of not only sensitizing and also intensifying our efforts in lookouts, deployment to ensure that we nip in the bud those who may get themselves involved in certain behaviors that has compromised our safety strategies over the last 11 months in terms of speed checks and then alcohol consumption and drug use.
That's still a key thing.
Pardon me, sir.
I'm asking that, I mean, as you mentioned, the alcohol consumption and driving with that, that's another key thing that...
Because with the data always is as a result of some human behavior, because over time, the data we have gathered, because every crash that happens, a police officer is assigned the responsibility of doing a post-crash analysis of it, otherwise cause an investigation to come out with a report and outcome to guide us moving forward. And it has shown that apart from the fact that almost about 60% of serious crash and fatal crash, 60% are accounted for by excessive and inappropriate use of speeds by drivers with their vehicles on the road, including motorcycle. We also have seen that significant portion also has to do with those who are above the limit in terms of the micrograms of alcohol they consume in every 100 milliliter of breathalyzer, among others. And therefore, in addition to all the strategies and engagement we do, we don't leave out cautioning, warning, sharing information with our partners and clients of why they should not abuse alcohol and drugs whilst they are behind steering wheels.
Chief, what's the most difficult thing about the education that you're giving to people? What's the difficult thing? Is it that people do not understand it? Is it that they are not aware of the fact that they could die? What's the problem?
I think one thing that I always, as a certified instructor, driving instructor, anytime I'm engaging novice drivers and continual drivers, it's always about the principle of fact that humans are weak. Okay, and I always refer to what the good old prophet Moses was instructed in Midian to let us know in his known book called Genesis, when it's began by saying, in the beginning, when we were created perfect, in the course of time we sinned. And that kind of weakness has manifested itself in many ways of our behavior. No wonder, since 1991, when police service started gathering evidence on how crashes are occurring and reporting, we have come to understand, together with our partner, National Road Safety Authority, supported by Ministry of Science and Technology agency called Building and Road Research Institute, that of all the causal factors, human behavior of crashes account for about 96%. And that
accounts for
96% of
96%.
The rest you may attribute it to the road, the rest you may attribute it to the vehicle, and the rest you may attribute it to the environment. but the rest is human. The human behavior manifests in the way, like I've mentioned, speeding.
Speeding
is the reason why, for example, on speeding, it has been designated that we have 4 speed zones to guide road users.
Right.
That if you are a licensed driver, in accordance with Regulation 163, which is part of the inculcation of attitudes and best practices before you are issued a license by DVLA, you are not supposed to move above 30 kilometers per hour when you are in crowded areas.
Right.
When in 50 kilometers above when you are in built-up police jurisdictional routes, or 90 kilometers per hour on highways. And the maximum you can move in terms of speed, which is safe speed, is 100 kilometers per hour. And that one is done on the N1 between the Tulaku Junction at Tema roundabout and then Tetekwashi. That's the only section, Tetekwashi to Malam Junction.
Right.
That's the only place you can move above 100 kilometers, not above 100 kilometers per hour. But what do we see? It goes beyond that. People are abusing that. People are involved in drug use and alcohol, as weak as we are, irrespective of the inculcation and all that is done. People are wrongfully overtaken. People are engaged in unlawful, abandonment of vehicles on our road without conspicuous devices. People are handing over vehicles to untrained and unlicensed hands.
Okay.
People are on motorbikes unlicensed. People are entering roads dangerously. People are doing all manner of things that
are on their phones while driving.
Phone while driving. And all manner of human behavior that we can't count. That itself manifests itself in preventable crashes.
Okay.
Associated deaths, injuries, and damage to property, as I have outlined clearly that so far about 2,600 within 11 months have died, which is about almost 8% over the same period last year. And that is a challenge.
That is
and
challenge.
That is a canker, all of this hands on deck need to computerize.
Right.
And that is why I'm here to share, moving forward, what are the ways to do it. Because road safety improvement is always about proactive countermeasures that countries, agencies, individuals, vehicle owners, and road users put in place and comply with.
Right. I want us to look at what vehicles are involved in the accidents, because many a times private car owners, do think that is the public transport vehicles that get to do or engage in all of these things that you have mentioned, and then they cause the accidents on the road. So what's the data like in terms of private vehicles engaging or getting involved in accidents, and also for the public, and then maybe the motorcycles also?
Ghana Police Service has capacity since 1991 to gather accident data as it occurred currently in all our 25 police regions, and the divisions and districts and stations, and even at a duty point when it occurs. And I've said that so far about 13,320 crashes have occurred and we are assigned to investigate it, and investigations have been done. Out of that, we observed that including the pile-up crashes that we investigated, about 22,522 vehicles were involved. And in terms of use, the road user class, we have categorized them into commercial registered vehicles, private registered vehicles, and then motorcycle. And out of that, we can see that private accounts for 9,084. And out of that 9,000, we have categorized it further. One that stands out clearly, which we should be discussing it as we move along, has to do with SUVs that were involved in these crashes. About 2,601 SUVs were involved for the private side. And that, let's note it down. When you come to what that follows is, and of course, with these private vehicles, privately registered vehicles, in terms of fatalities and morbidities, private vehicles killed 536 and injured 3,226. The one that followed is commercial vehicle. And a commercially registered vehicle with yellow plate with black lettering stands at 7,560. And if you compare with the same period last year, it's about 4.8% increase. And most of it has to do with minibus and then, omnibus and the trucks that accounted for money there. And it killed 898 and has injured 6,834. The one that we also have to pay particular attention to, and I'm not surprised Ghana is paying particular attention to that use of vehicle, which has to do with motorcycles. Both the motor bicycles and tricycles among others, both for the goods and for freight, for dispatch and for carrying persons on it. And that stands at 5,888 motorcycles. But the worrying part is that the increase is about 17%, almost 18% increase over the same period last year. And it has killed, out of the 2,673 motorcycles, that most of them have open sizes, have killed 1,239 and has injured, out of the 15,173 injured persons, 5,113.
Wow.
And that is the impact. And so, of course, we must also separate to see how these categories of these road user class vehicles impacted on pedestrians.
Okay.
But pedestrians are also on the same space.
Yes, sure.
You see that in the same subsisting period, we have seen that pedestrians that were impacted were 2,312. Out of that, 628 have been killed. And those who are sustained injury are 1,684. So of the deaths, pedestrians also were impacted. And all this is pointing to where our sensitization should be directed.
Should be done.
Where our efforts in terms of enforcement, public again and all that should be targeted. And other countermeasures, engineering and all that. And I'm not surprised that when you begin to see this and you see the current strategy that the country is using, and what police is also doing, it tells you clearly it's because of this data that we are responding
to. You're moving towards that. Very interesting. What if you just joined us? We're talking about road safety on during this period, of course, looking at the data from January to now, and Chief Superintendent has given us a breakdown of the data, and privately registered vehicles is actually leading in terms of the vehicles involved in road accidents. And again, I'm thinking, okay, privately owned vehicles, you'd think that the drivers of such vehicles may understand the education more, because at least there's some form of literacy, and will be able to understand that this and this is what you're not supposed to do on the roads. Many a times people blame the trotro drivers, the taxi drivers, and all of them. So with this dynamic, how do you educate I know for the trotro, you go to the stations, you meet them on the roads, do those education. For the private registered vehicles, how do you do the education regarding them?
All right, we are looking both proactive and reactive strategies. And currently, police, one of our main strategies is to ensure that all our commanders in the 25 police regions across the country are deployed at our public places, both lorries, parks, mosques, churches, and community centers, and where you see road users congregating, to engage them on why this surge and what we can do. And therefore, speed, admonishment, and sensitization is ongoing, using the local data to educate them, and also where it has to do with motorcycle, apart from the speed, why they should put on their protective clothing, and why they should use ride on the road in accordance with Regulation 106 of our road traffic regulation, that since 1974, we ride or drive on the right, and we don't ride within through zigzagging. We don't ride on the single lane that is between two lanes. We drive following one or ride following another vehicle and stop at hazardous junction when it is amber and red. All these are things that we do. And then their speeds, because they have open sizes, and wearing of their crash helmet has become critical to us. And this is part of it. In addition, we are also engaged with the four-wheelers who are in the commercial space.
Yeah, you're talking about,
but
okay,
for the private, we are partnering with the media more.
Right.
And because sometimes you meet them in the churches and all that, but in the media more.
Right.
And any other that we engage them, because many are absentee owners. They are not even on the commercial vehicle. Some are private. They are at the central business, doing their business,
yes,
or at the ministry, department, agency offices, very busy. But sometimes we get them on the digital space. Sometimes we get them on the TVs and all that. And that's where we are trying to engage. And we have done a lot of flyers and sharing for them to also know. And we have also used opportunity of our upcoming automated system to also engage corporate drivers in Ghana. So since year, we have trained a lot of Scancom PLC drivers around the country, over 300 of them. Also, VRA drivers, ECG drivers and all that, we are engaging, and then Blue Skies and all that, we are engaging them. So we have so many ways that our commanders all over are also trying to reach out to the private vehicle. But we are using the mass media space to engage them on some of these information. In addition, apart from sensitization, we are also currently partnering with Guinness Ghana PLC. And also we are on the road. Apart from the sensitization we are doing, we are also on the road to validate whether the road users are complying. And yesterday and today, for example, we were on N6 at between Pokuase and Agbon number 1 and 2. And today we were on the around Kolebu, Gaggisberg Road, among others. All that we are trying to do is to see whether it's being validated, whether riders, both private and commercial, have appreciated the sensitization we are doing across the spectrum, and therefore have deployed our breathalyzers that are calibrated by Ghana Standard Authority, and they are receiving samples of 100 milliliter of breath from varying road users to find out whether they are above the limits of 35 micrograms of alcohol in the breathalyzer. So far, majority of what we've done has turned negative, giving us assurance that Ghanaians, most of the drivers, private, that are aware that drink driving, and you get involved in alcoholism and any other drug that are prohibited, it can impact on your behavior and cause you to drive aggressively, dangerously, and may micro sleep and may lead to crash. And therefore, if many people that have been tested are not on alcohol into this festive occasion, we are rest assured that joining us into the Yuletide to serve them during and even after. We will have a safe and drivers who are driving with due care and attention. And to the very large extent, we may not experience what we experienced last year around this same time.
Around this same time, where the numbers...
For example, between 24th and 26th, where we lost about 31. 20 were out of motorcycle-related deaths. We hope this year we are not going to see that with the intensified sensitization drive and enforcement and the partnership that we have with some corporate agencies and, of course, the media houses. But let me also be quick to also appreciate media houses across the country. They have allowed all our police commanders, MTTD, to share these resources with them during prime time, particularly in the morning rush hour, and also in the evening, to engage all road users, including those who are riding or driving their privately registered vehicles.
All right, Chief, let's take a look at the hotspots for these accidents. Of course, the Accra-Kumasi Highway is one. The Cape Coast Takoradi is one. I also know of the Sunyani, is it Sunyani Techiman Stretch or something like that? Yeah. that stretch also. Now, let's start with Accra Kumasi, because that's a stretch that I use a lot. I use that stretch a lot. In your assessment of the accidents that happen on that particular stretch, what have you found out? Because the road, some portions of the road are bad, so drivers tend to use the shoulders of the road, speed as much as they could on that stretch, overtaking all of those things. From your quarters, what is the assessment on the Accra-Kumasi highway?
The subject deals with the subsisting global road safety plan that UN has asked all member countries, including Ghana, to implement from 2021 to 2030 under the SDG.
Okay.
In order to achieve the set objects under those criticalities, particularly the well-being 3.0 and 11.6, the sustainable cities. And therefore, the safe system approach is what Ghana now is implementing under the current National Road Safety Strategy 4. And in it, the issue that we have raised is critical. It has to do with safer roads and safer road size.
Right.
That will promote safer mobility.
That's something we don't have.
It is very critical. And I'm not surprised UN has promulgated it, has sanctioned it, and Ghana has ratified it, and we are implementing. And I see in my lifetime this year, from last year, that the subsistence government is injecting so much every year, billions of cedis, into under the project they call the Big Push, Ghana Policy Big Push, particularly into to invest in roads.
Right.
Because road safety is also about investments. And it's about ensuring that your roads are safer. And so if you see a government that is pushing, it tells you that there's a problem. And the problem that you are talking about, the problem that has impacted on our data. Because currently, most of our trunk roads, as you are mentioning, are single carriage. And a single carriage road, what it promotes, facilitates first, is that if you are not careful, there will be headlong collision. Because somebody must sleep behind the steering wheel, the time he got best, and he may engage in unlawful overtaking in that stretch. And before you know, there is what? A gap and a crash, and a lot of deaths, because the vehicles are moving with that high velocity, which is energy. And when it gets crashed, a lot of
the impact is strong.
And that is why, under the strategy, all member countries are supposed to invest in this to change the narrative. And as moving forward, I will depart slightly from the question and be an advocate.
Okay.
And encourage the Minister of Roads and Highways, encourage the Minister of Finance, and then to prop the President up, that they are our lead road safety advocates. And what they are doing is consistent with Ghana, our national road safety policy, to ensure that that's how much they are trying to put in. We pray that it continues so that in the end, it's not only the N6 from Kwame Nkrumah Circle to Swami roundabout beyond to Domahinkro to Nkrankwanta, which this trunk road that will only be turned into dual, which is being dualized. But what they said they would do, which I'm happy about, which Parliament last week has agreed to the concession to ensure that the new national road, a motorway or expressway, in our lifetime, from Zawam right through to Adesso, through Asamankese, through Akimoda, through the Konkontintin Forest, Northwest, through Kuntinase by the lake to Kumasi, reducing the existing trunk road by 198 kilometers.
Right. But Chief, that expressway, sorry to cut in, but that expressway, we may not have it as soon as possible.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm departing a bit. That I'm advocating that we need it because, see, the existing trunk road has so many accident-prone areas,
right?
Isn't it?
Yeah.
And the roads are broken down, isn't it? And I'm saying the reason why you see a deliberate policy of ensuring that there is a complete narrative, change of narrative, that the N1 will be dualized completely in a lifetime. And I've seen many contractors on it developing or constructing the lots so that within a very short time we have it.
Right.
So that on the N6, I see contractors on it almost about to finish that one. And I'm saying that another one is coming on stream. And I've been on the N2. I've seen contractors are on it right up to Sokode, dualizing it. And I've seen on the N12, at least from Totroso right through Atronie to Sunyane, through to Techiman and then to Wenchi. The contractor is on it to dualize it. All these is to let us know that the current road infrastructure we have is not the best.
It's not the best.
It has given us a lot of problems.
Right.
And therefore, for us, we will continue to deploy on that road. We will continue to admonish Ghanaians, as President said, that it looks as if all the roads are construction sites. And therefore, all our sensitization to drivers who are about to depart is that when they are on this road corridor, it is the road that they will use, that we are using to serve them.
Yes.
They should slow down. They should be patient. They should not engage in excessive speed, and they should not drive on the shoulders, because Kumasi is not moving an inch, isn't it?
It definitely is.
What about who? From Accra?
Not.
What about Tamale? What about Koforidua
Right.
and Sekondi and Takoradi?
Right.
It is there. So just let us be patient, drive safely.
Yeah.
And as far as we do save speeds, we are likely to arrive safely, either as private users or commercial users. On this corridor.
Let me see. My producer Derek can put an hour on, and let's see if we can get some responses from our viewers out there about some of the things that they see on our roads that they want to bring to the attention of our chief superintendent in the studio here. And even yesterday or over the weekend, there was an accident on the Cape Coast Takoradi Highway. I don't know what's with that highway. A lot of people do not also understand the road, because that stretch has a lot of curves and a lot of.
What I can say, see, for now,
Right.
I think we must go by what the president of Ghana said. That for example, from Oduponkwe Kaswa right through to Takoradi, we have about almost 7 contractors on the corridor. All the roads are sections are under construction. For the first time, I was from Takoradi coming to Accra, between Takoradi and Atabazi, before Commander.
Right.
There is one known accident-prone corridor called Dumpasi. I didn't see it the last time I was coming. Why? The contractor has turned the place into site. Everything is gone. There are no curves. All the sides abutting the road has been graded, leveled. The road is going to be dualized. That 78 straight from Cape Coast to Takoradi has been given to 3 contractors.
Yeah, of course, the dualization has started.
I'm expecting.
Right.
So the point is, I slow down. But that is what the road resource Ghana has for us.
Right.
And that very soon we are going to have 13 fault bridges on that corridor.
Yeah.
3 lanes, 2 going, 3 coming, and all manner of things. What is it that we need to do? Commercial drivers, as always have been saying, and our commanders are on air saying it, that if there is any day that they should have served us more, particularly the commuters, particularly the merrymakers,
Right.
those who have traveled near and far, those who are coming from the smaller towns to the cities, and from the cities to the other villages, that they should serve us with their vehicles that are safer, and they should drive safely. They should use safe speeds, as I've outlined them, and they will get there in safety, because the roads are under construction. It is dusty. Slow down, and you'll be safe. The road, as we are saying, is not safer now, because Ghana roads are become a construction site.
That's what I want to say. It's not safer now, so we all need to make sure that we're on it knowing that it's not safer, so let's be careful. Chief, I think this question would have gone to the PRO for the National Safety Authority. Questions about the kind of vehicles we have on our stretches. People are raising concerns about how drivers are driving with a certain kind of vehicle. What's the name they give to one? Is it it's a new type. No, I think it's the Voxy. Yeah, it's the Voxy.
You mean the Toyota?
Yes,
model,
they now call it, what's the word?
The 3-seater.
Yeah, they call it Aviator.
I see.
Because it moves so fast. And I've seen that. And the way they drive, the way...
Please, let me instruct our drivers.
Right.
It is not about the vehicle, okay? It is about human beings.
The person behind the vehicle.
Yeah, that's why I said that. I've mentioned that one that has done us in, that we need to manage our behavior, has to do with unsafe use of our road in terms of speeds.
Right.
See, under the system I talked about, safe system approach, we are supposed to comply with safe speeds. And I've said that in Ghana, we are in towns, we have 2 speed zones, 30 and 50. The rest on highway, 90.
On the highway, yeah.
It doesn't matter your speedometer. So it doesn't matter the type of vehicle. And that's why I singled out SUVs. That to about 2,600 have gone down within 11 months.
Right.
It is not about the nature of your vehicle. It is about how safe you are. Because if you are a human being and you are behind the steering wheel, there are certain energy you cannot.
Right.
And that is why the law in Ghana clearly, and instructors also inculcate in drivers that when you are behind any vehicle, the fastest vehicle that can move, no matter how fast it is 100 kilometers per hour. That one is even down on motorway. And therefore, it is about unsafe ways of how these drivers are maneuvering. Very dangerous way. How they are tailgating, they are engaged in excessive and unlawful overtaking, and using the wrong side of the road to undertake and move ahead. All these are leading up to headlong collision, crashing to the rear end of obstructed vehicles, and pedestrians are being knocked down and all that. And that's why I'm saying that, apart from police deployed to direct and control traffic, which I'll be discussing very soon if you give me the opportunity across the country, we are also deployed to look out. What Ghanaians understand is that from January to November, about 350 Ghanaians, when we were presented before court for varying behaviors of this nature, in respect of the car they were using, including the voice you are talking about, they were convicted. 12 are in jail. Okay, so clearly it is the case that drivers are supposed to be responsible and are supposed to be safer behind steering wheel. Those who are doing contrary to the road traffic regulations are supposed to be held accountable. And the reason why we also, anytime we have this opportunity, we also speak to the vehicle occupants. So the police cannot be everywhere. You and I cannot be everywhere at all times. And then it takes another Ghanaian who becomes a police officer because he has hired a supposed safer driver to move him or her from one end of Ghana to the other on our road. And that road too is a public place that all also should have access. Others on vehicles and others across, walking across or along. And therefore, those on board the vehicle should also be bold. And it reminds me of what our late First Lady, Nana Kunadu, used to say. We have to be bold. To be bold. To speak. To speak. We have the right to speak, to tell the driver in a very civil manner that, please, your speed is dangerous. Don't just embolden them that we are late, so they should increase speed. They should overtake because they were in traffic. Traffic at this time of the year is part of Christmas festivity. We must enjoy it, whether you are on urban road, whether you are in the CBD environment, or whether you are on a highway. It is just telling us that within 72 hours, Christ is going to be born by Mary, a symbol that the world is celebrating, Ghana included. It has crept into our traditional setting, isn't it? So we travel far and near. Schools have closed. All of us are in this space. We are enjoying the road resources together. It doesn't take you to engage in dangerous speeds. You do that, you expose all others to danger, and you may take the right of life of a Ghanaian who has just hired you. So commercial drivers, if there was any day, if you're a private driver, if there was any day to use your vehicle to serve Ghana, it is now. Move at safe speeds, and police are there to support you. It's the reason why late last month, we have changed our strategy of enforcement. We deployed during rush hours, early morning. We are there early, and I want your camera to go, for example, on the N4, on the J.J. Rawlings Avenue, from Tetekwashi, for example, right through to Ayimensa, and see what is happening. How on the Liberation Road, that section, how Airport MTTD is coordinating with Legon MTTD, pulling traffic, overruling the light during the morning and evening. And the evening around this time, you see that they are pulling to the peri-urban and linking up with Medina MTTD, who are also overruling and linking up with Adentan MTTD to Ayimensa and over the Akuapem Scalp. It is that a season like this have come. We must serve our lords and our clients. So I was going to come to that. But they must reciprocate with complying with safe speeds and show tolerance, patience, and allow others to also enjoy their rights of using the vehicle in the same space, and also others who are walking along and across. Right, Chief, I was going to come to that regarding the traffic situation in this period. As we've talked about the road crashes, drivers, passengers, we all have a
role to play. Chief has been talking about all hands on deck to make sure that we reduce the numbers, or better so it does not happen at all. So we'll talk about the traffic situation in town. And Chief, I don't know if maybe you've answered this somewhere, but let me ask, when there's a traffic situation, should it be the traffic lights or the MTTD officers dictating?
You need both.
You
need
both.
a gamut of strategies to solve it. Particularly in times like this, you expect that business in the CBDs will hike, isn't it?
Right.
Commercial activities goes on. People come to window shop. People come to buy stockpile for the long holidays, isn't it? And therefore, we are aware importers have brought a lot of goods to the city center, particularly Accra in Kimbu, Asafo area, and all other places dotted across the country. And therefore, during rush hour, we expect those from the peri-urban and dormitory settlements to move in. And that's why early morning we deploy. Sometimes if you allow only the red, amber, and then the green light to work, traffic will compound. So
Chief,
we overrun it.
We've opened the phone lines. We want our viewers to share their thoughts with us. So we've got a caller from Takra de Emba. Good afternoon. Thank you very much for joining us here on the show. What are your concerns and what do you have to say?
My concern is about road users sometimes where I stay. The road is so narrow that you realize that people park. My concern is about
Emma,
where I stay in Takra.
Hold on, Emma. Please put the volume. The volume of your set. Let it go down and talk to me on the phone. Talk to me on the phone. I am asking that where exactly do you live, because you're making a reference to that.
Kojo Krom.
Kojo Krom.
Sitting Junction. Yeah.
Great.
So,
please go ahead.
The road is very bad, and it's like people park their cars at the wings of the road. And personally, I have made a complaint about it. Even talk to those who do that personally, one-on-one, that look, where you park your car, the road is not that wide for car to maneuver, because there are a lot of potholes on the road. And the response are so bad that sometimes before you even get to the town, there is a hill there. And just right before climbing to the hill, people living in the town have parked their cars there that when there is any traffic, you can't maneuver. And now those climbing at the hill will now be forced, I don't know whether to choke the car, or if the brake is not good enough, that means that car will just, reverse back to create an accident. It's a serious concern that, in fact, I have raised it. People even pour their building materials on the road for a month. You complain and they think maybe you are a military man, you are that difficult. And it's serious.
Okay.
It is very serious. I spoke to the assemblyman about it, that look, this is my observation and he needs to do something. If not, I'll use the reference point and report to the MTTU.
Right. Today, the MTTD Director of Research, Training and Education is here. So he said that. I know that Takrade stretch is very tiny, and so if there are a lot
from Fitting Junction to Eno.
Yes. Thank you very much, Emma, for calling. You can also call and share with us your thoughts on some of the concerns we have raised. And as we would ask Chief the activities for this Yuletide, where we'll be seeing them and all of that. Chief, so you had...
I had Emma, and that section of the road, yes. As part of the road we are discussing that we cannot wait, never again should we allow our international road to get broken to that level. That Kojo Krom, which is part of the N1, is so bad, the surface is not motorable, and the road is so narrow. And I'm happy that three contractors are now on site working to ensure that at least we will have minimum of 13 what we call fault bridges on that way, with access road and with dualized to allow free flow of traffic on the main central road to join with Iakufuadu Road moving through Atakrofo, Kasarado, all the way to Anaji. So for us, we are waiting for that. However, let's also, I'm adding my voice, for now, that as many as are doing that, refrain. Otherwise, from here, I will let Superintendent Bruce, who is the MTT commander of Western Region, take very critical look at it and deploy to ensure that the roads are removed of these obstructions.
We have a caller from La. Hello, good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. What's your name?
I'm Charles from La.
Charles, please go ahead.
Yes. I think I like his explanation. The chief police officer is doing very well, and I would like to add my voice to what is happening on our streets.
Please go ahead.
I think that some of the accidents that happens on our highways, some also has got to do with the road markings. Very, very important, because you cannot say the same or say that everybody's eyesight is okay driving in the night. Because when you have the markings on the roads, especially in the middle, that can guide you to drive safe. But if you don't have markings on the road at all, it's so difficult seeing where the road, especially if you are not familiar with the road. It's very, very difficult. So I think that they should also take that into consideration. And then again, Kaswa to Kadeshin Road and Cape Coast, the road, I think we need to have alternative one. Rush hours, the truck drivers, everybody uses the same road to Kaswa. What about the old roads that they used to have from Accra, the high streets, all the way to Kokobite and inside? I think that they have to do something about that so that we can reduce the traffic flow on the Kaneshie Odoko road to Kaswa. Okay. That will help a lot. That will help a lot.
Right.
Thank you very much.
Charles, thank you very much for calling. Lest I forget, another thing is the street lights not having enough on our stretch, or we have them, the lights are off and all that. So please, you can also call and share with us your thoughts on the number on your screen. We're live on Facebook, also Metro TV, Ghana, DSTV, channel 277, 94.1 on your radio. My name is Desmond Kweku, and I'm here with Chief Superintendent Alexander Kweku Obing of the MTTD. He's the Director of Research, Education and Training. Chief.
Yes, I think the suggestions to is welcome, and I expect the road engineer to take responsibility of that the old Winneba Road. In other words, if you are moving to Winneba, it says that you can use the old Cleland Road, which is now John Evans Mills High Street. Right. That links up with the old Winneba Road right along the Gulf of Guinea through to Kokrobite and beyond to Winneba. Yeah. They say we can use it, which was parallel to the existing N1. True. He says we can use that as an alternative. And I leave it to the road engineer to ensure that. However, what I'm beginning to hope for is that if the roads, all the roads are under construction, right, and road that is broken down, so the ones that are coming, we want to see the lights in there. We want to see the markings there, all the furniture that are required. True. And I've also observed that the existing ones that are in on our city roads, I've seen contractors are only changing the lights and powering it. Yes. We hope that we will have this.
Last week, the regional minister.
And it may be in Accra. Other regions I go, sometimes I see the lights there. That day I was in Sunyani. On all the roads, the lights were there. So I was wondering, why is it that Accra
let's talk to Faisal. He's from Dansuman. Faisal, thank you for joining us. What do you have to say?
Good afternoon.
Right, go ahead.
And good afternoon to my commander sitting there. To be honest, I am very impressed with the work that they are doing so far. And what they are doing, and I'm very happy, is that in the night, when you are moving in Accra, there are police barriers, police visibility everywhere. To be honest, I am very, very, very impressed about that. But the concern that I am going to draw his attention is that in the night, around Circle area, from the Circle station linking to New Plus station to Avenue, there are the especially foreigners, who are doing illegal activities across that road. Especially the Igbos, those that are doing the Ashawo. And you will see a police personnel coming there, seeing them, but they will not even say anything to them, which I know very well that under our laws, what they are doing is illegal. But they will not say anything, but they will go around New Plan and be arresting motorbikes. And the motorbike riders are complaining that these are boys who are selling weed, tramadol and what have you. The Igbos are doing a shower and you are not saying anything about it, which we know very well that our laws of the country doesn't allow them to be doing that. So if you are not arresting them or doing anything about it, why are you arresting motorbikes?
Okay.
Right. So I want to appeal to the commander sitting down there. In the night, around Nippon Station. That's the activities that is going on there.
Okay, Faisal,
So
thank you.
Nobody is saying they shouldn't arrest a motorbike rider who is not wearing helmet or something like that. But at least they should be able to also arrest those who are there doing the ashawo, opening and selling weed and tramadol.
Right, Faisal, thank you very much for calling. Your concerns are well noted. So this is what we'll do, Chief. We'll take the calls and compile the concerns that they will raise, and then we can continue with them. As to when there's some space, you can address some of the concerns there. So please, Faisal is off now. You can also call and then share with us your thoughts. Chief, Faisal is not happy, but
I think Faisal one will be forwarded to Greater Accra Command to quickly nip it in the bud, isn't it?
Yeah, I have a question later about the passage of the Road Traffic Amendment Bill and what that means for motorbikes. We had their PRO join us a few days ago.
Yes, she's at Metro TV.
Okay, hello, good afternoon.
Yes, I'm calling from.
Please, what's your name and where you're calling us from?
Yeah, Livingston, Ashoma.
Okay,
yes.
Ashoma, Livingston, please go ahead.
I want to talk about something that happened to me on the road around the Achimota to Circle. Please, the Tesano police, you must stop to Tesano police. The way they arrest people, like you don't even know the offense you commit. Personal police guys will just arrest you. Sometimes they will just drive you around, and then you plead, then they finally take something from you and leave you, which is very wrong with Tesano police station.
Okay.
And then the second question to my chief sitting there, my question is, should the police be hiding around trees or around structures, waiting for people to commit the offense before they arrest, or they should make themselves visible for people to see them, to deter the people not to do the wrong thing? That is the question I want to ask, because some of the police officers, they hide around trees and around structures. People don't see them. Then before you see, they come out to say, we arrest you, you jump a red robot or whatever. So please, officer, advise us, please. Thank you.
Right. Okay, so thank you very much. So he's got a concern with that. I think a few days ago, weeks, Oliver Barker, Vomawo, had his things stolen on the Achimota stretch. That stretch also has, I know there are no traffic lights on there. On the motorway, people have been sharing stories of people throwing stones at their vehicles, and then as a way to, make them stop and then, jump on them to take their stuff. So this Christmas season, please be very mindful about that. You can still call. Let's take two more calls, and then Chief can address the concerns, and then if there's time, we can continue with the phone lines. This is Good Afternoon Ghana, so call us and share your thoughts with us. Chief, let me come to you and go on. If there's a call, then we get to it. Which of the issues are you addressing?
I think that Faisal's one is critical, so I'll also share it with the regional command, Accra.
We're supposed to be arresting them, eh?
Yeah, I'm saying that I'll share it because it's very important. It's an issue has to do with drugs and other illicit behaviors on our roads.
Okay.
We need to be checked, and it's a responsibility of the police to do that, not only diurnally but nocturnally. So I will share it after here. And Livingston's issue too is, I think, is grounded, and therefore the issue of police arrest the intention should be clear.
Yeah.
And what it seeks to achieve. That what problem is there that police has been deployed, and why is it the need to be reactive in terms of detection of the offense and arrest? What is it that you are supposed to do procedurally? All these are issues that Livingston has raised. Among others, the modus. And there's a reason why in the coming year you mentioned the road traffic amendment.
Right.
There's a reason why among the issue that is in the law coming is the automated road traffic offenses and fines, which we are sensitizing all Ghanaians about.
So that you get to know that. Okay.
We are using innovations.
Chief, let's do the final caller, and then let's do the final caller, and then we can wrap up with that. We've got Kwame from Fadama. Hi, Kwame. Thank you for joining us here. Your concerns, anything you want to share with us? Hello, Kwame.
Good afternoon.
Right, good afternoon, Kwame. Speak to me on the phone, and please lower the volume of your set.
Okay.
Right, so tell me, what do you want to say to us?
Oh, okay. First of all, I want to commend the chief. He's a disciplined man, a man I know, the man with vision, and then the man with discipline. I know him very well. But my problem is Nima Police Station. The MTTU people, he should check them very well for me. Because when they arrested you, they just bring all the Okada people into a room. They will be taking something small from there. Please, I don't want to come to his office and complain, but as this is the first time I'm seeing him on the telly. But I know you personally, and I know he's a very disciplined man, a man with vision and a foresight.
Right.
So he should do something about it.
Right. Kwame, thank you very much for your concern there. So Kwame from Fadama speaking to us, and that will be it for the phone calls. We will not be able to pick up any phone calls as we allow Chief Superintendent to address some of the issues raised, and we wrap up on this session. So Chief, we heard from our people, the Christmas season is here, issues about street lights and all of those things. I'm sure you can bundle them together, and then the plans that you have from your quarters.
All right, first of all, on occasions like this, I'm happy that the RECSEC, led by the regional ministry, is in Accra. I see, Greater Accra, I see a lot of repair works ongoing to reinstate and ensure that our streets are lighted. Because when you street light, it is otherwise called solving a situational crime incidents. Okay, you make it difficult for those who are willing and capable from committing to commit, because we see you, and people see you from afar. People don't, more so when we have also deployed a lot of CCTV cameras around under the Alpha project. It makes it difficult. So I would rather encourage the Metropolitan Municipal and District Assembly and the regional the rest to ensure that those street lighting projects, the subcontractors are allowed to quickly finish these things. It will rather improve public safety, and so that will save a lot of lives and prevent a lot of robberies and support police in our efforts. On the issue of what do you call police in Nema. I think that place also happened to be the seat of Police Professional Standard Bureau office, where we have our Director General sits as PPSP to ensure that those who misconduct themselves in the way the complainant is speaking are supposed to report such behaviors across the country. That's the main headquarters. So I will encourage that as many as are being shortchanged, are being robbed, as many as are going through this, what do you call, extortion and all that, quickly, please refrain. Anytime a police officer require of you to part with money, please, the PIPS is, the office is just
there.
Again,
so just go there.
Again, I will
Chief, sorry to cut it again. I apologize for that. There's a breaking story. There's a stampede at Makola where the Ghana National Fire Service has now gone to the area, spraying water into the atmosphere. So there you see it. Looks like in this season, a lot of people are stepping out and trying to get stuff for themselves and the family, and so lots of people at one particular area, and that's the information that we are picking up from Makola, and so that's the situation. Please, if you are stepping out, be mindful of that. A lot of people in town, especially in our markets where everybody's trying to get something.
Is it stampede or they are cooling?
The
environmental temperature for
because everybody is in there.
Shoppers to shop. I believe I'm not in the stampede. So I believe people are shopping and
shopping.
the crowd decide
yes,
that
and
they need
there's a crowd that
minimize
has to be controlled,
the environmental temperature to allow
because of the sun also and all of that.
Yes,
so right, so that's what we're picking up.
It's the beauty of it, isn't it? And that's what I say.
So you go to town and you get water showers.
So
Chief, what would be the advice about to our viewers?
I would advise that there are a nuclei of CBDs in Accra.
Right.
Why do you leave Accra East, abandon Adenta Market, Medina Market, and you think that's only Makola that can get your words? Well, for example, why is it that you leave Kwabinya and then Marseven markets?
Right.
Why do you leave Tesano markets, leave Kwashima market, Awushi market, and then Sakaman market and Malam market? And you think that the only place you can buy is only come to Makola. How? So we have a lot of markets that are dotted across even the city. So let's make use of it. And the things are even cheaper there. So and Ghanaians are also selling there. So let us scatter, because that's why the city is designed like that.
Okay.
Having said that, we must also, like I said, we must appreciate that in times like this, it is Christmas.
Yeah.
And it is also, it tells you of the level of exchange, business, buy and sell,
right,
and how people are preparing for the long holiday. Because in 72 hours, I've said that Mary
will give birth to you,
and that is Christmas.
Right, Chief. Thank you very much for coming this afternoon. We are grateful that you joined us here to speak to us. Chief Superintendent Alexander Kwekobing is Director of Education, Research and Training at the Police MTTD. So let's all be safe on our roads and make sure that we have incident-free Christmas and New Year. We're taking a break. When we come back, Saturday, something great happened here on our premises, and it was the Jollof Festival. And trust me, if you didn't come around, then you missed that. We're taking a break. We'll be back to talk about it. Stay with us.
Mom and Dad, if you're looking for safe, affordable entertainment for your little ones this festive season, GoTV is your family's happy place. On our fun-filled and educational channels, wild imaginations can run free. So, stick with GoTV, at home or on the go with GoTV Stream. GoTV is every happy child's happy place. GoTV. Love it.
This Christmas, Cartus Agri Limited is bringing you freshness, flavor, and festive joy straight to your home and office. Right here in Accra, Kumasi, Cape Coast, and Takrade. Cartus Agri, your number one poultry plug. Fresh birds, sweet eggs, delivered with love. Get ready for our juicy Midofopa package. You get 1 broiler, 1 layer, 2 crates of eggs, plus our special chicken spices. All for only 450 Ghana cedis. Midofopa, sweet value for you. Or go big with our Coco Bolobo package. That is 2 broilers, 2 layers, 2 crates of eggs, and chicken spices, just for 800 Ghana cedis. A Coco Bolobo. More chicken, more joy. And for families and corporate bodies ready to feast, try our Odon Soda package. 3 broilers, 3 layers, 3 crates of eggs, plus spices for only 1,200 Ghana cedis. Order now, enjoy more. And the best part is, corporate orders come with free delivery. Terms and conditions apply. Call us now. 0558 376127 or 0241 674268 or 020-331-5557. This Christmas, choose Cartus Agri Limited. Cartus Agri Limited. Freshness you can trust.
This December, Faith Life Church crowns the year with 2 unforgettable nights of worship and power. On Tuesday, 30th December at 7 p.m. Get ready for a transformational encounter. A night of music ministration featuring Team Eternity, Akase Brimpong, the Faith Life Collective, guest minister Pastor Emmett Konedu. Then on Wednesday, 31st December at 9 p.m, join us for a glorious watch night service as we cross from 2025 into 2026 under open heavens. with MOG Music and the Faith Life Collective leading prophetic praise and Pastor Daniel Yao Entry releasing divine instruction for your new year. Venue for both events is the Junction Mall, Nungwa Barrier. 2 nights, 30th and 31st December. One encounter with God. Faith Life Church, step into 2020.
I'm sure by now, if you were not here, you're saying, hey, I should have been here. Yes, that was what happened on Saturday, right on our premises, Dr. Isis Street, Northridge, Accra. Metro TV Jollof Festival was amazing. It was great, and we had a very, very good time. And the event coordinator is here with me on the table. Michael Edu Dramana is here. So we just talk about it, how everything went, and then, you know, how his weekend has been so far. I know he's very tired. Michael, welcome to the program. How are you doing?
Thank you, Desmond. I'm very fine. Yourself?
I'm okay. You are smiling because it was a very successful event.
It was. I might say it was. It was very successful. You look at the number of people that came here,
right.
The number of people who got free jollof.
Yes.
Aside that, the contest, the competition,
yeah.
the rivalry.
Yeah.
I mean, the bragging.
And for me, that was a very key moment of it because I got the opportunity to eat
all of them.
Oh.
Okay. So the Nigerian woman wants to know which one was the best?
I forgot it.
She's still asking me.
So we also want to say a very big thank you to all our nationals who came in, right?
Yes.
From Nigeria, Sierra Leone, La Côte d'Ivoire, Guinea.
Yeah. Sierra Leone, Ghana, Côte d'Ivoire, Senegal, right. Sierra Leone, Nigeria, and Guinea.
Yeah. The foods were amazing, and it's just the spirit of celebration of a dish that we all love, and kudos to all of them. The energy from them, right from the beginning, the music, everything they participated, and it was a good moment. Definitely want to say big thanks to all our vendors. And our
I would say a very big thank you to Gino,
right.
Gino Jollof. They came through for us. Also Maggie was
Gino
also
and
here.
Maggie.
Yes, they came through. Catus Agri Limited was here. They gave us chicken, chicken you saw, and eggs. And also Pap Farm. They also supported us with the chicken and also live one, fresh one. It was dressed here actually. And also Easy Paint.
Easy
waterproof paint. Those were the main sponsors for the program. And also the caterers, that came to support us with the free food.
I really want to appreciate Fastlane.
Yeah, Fastlane.
Yeah, they did well. See,
they prepared food for 500 people.
For almost 6 p.m.
Yeah,
there was still jollof available.
Yes,
with fresh eggs being boiled.
Yes,
for people to just enjoy.
And
they did really well. Fastlane Culinary.
Yeah.
Also, and
Chef Rina.
Chef Rina. Yeah, Chef
World.
Rina. Right.
Yes.
I saw that.
And also Nirvana restaurant was here.
Yeah, that is same.
Yeah, that is same.
Nirvana. They also did very well. And to all the others, I remember Akuma Bites.
Yes, Akuma Bites.
Eden Grace.
Yeah, Eden Grace.
To our pocket young people. Yeah,
it was from Mr. Santi, our very own technology manager.
Okay.
But the name is Lisbeth. Lisbeth. It was his people. So
Lisbeth, beautiful.
Yes, Lisbeth
also,
girls.
Lifestyle Energy Drink.
Yes.
They came through, and from our gamers who came to help us with the game.
EA Sports.
Yeah, EA Sports
Academy. Yes, they brought us
and then also Gatuso's favorite from the corner, from the back.
Edora.
Edora,
did you pass there?
Okay.
Edora.
I just walked past. I walked past there to Red Store.
Yeah, Red.
Yeah, Red Store.
Charlie.
They also came through. It was beautiful.
And our favorite stand, Shadrach.
Oh yes, big ups to Shadrach Odamejari, our presidential correspondent.
Yeah.
He cooked so much food that there was so much left to be eaten. To Favor Band,
Favor Band.
We say thank you to them. To our artists who came through, the creatives, Jayana, Mima Africa, Lucia, to
guys, Sub-Zero.
Yeah, Sub-Zero and Juvenile, they came also to do their thing.
Yeah.
And also Dance World Academy, Dance Creatives Academy.
Yeah.
Everybody, brought their A game, and it was a beautiful one. But the biggest thanks, I'm sure, would definitely go to the organizers, in this case, Ignite Media and all of us.
Yeah.
I just saw how everybody came on board, to be part of this.
The support was massive. Everybody was here. Everybody from here was here.
It was a good one.
A big thank you to Salasi too. From Technical.
Yeah.
It was very helpful. Yeah.
Everything was just beautiful at the Metro TV Jollof Festival 2025. So if you do something nice like this, you are pushed to do another one. Are we seeing something like this?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So mark it on your calendars.
Yeah.
Something
very
that should
soon.
be coming.
We will announce it very soon.
From us here at Ignite Media. So thank you, our viewers out there. A lot of people came in to say, "Oh, hi, I've been watching you. I've heard the adverts. I've come to eat jollof." Yes. People were asking for Phil John Cote, for Ikea Bebio, and all of us here. We're grateful to you that you came in to support and be part of this amazing event that we had. Also, not forgetting Madame Dora and everybody from the CAS group.
Professor Hinson.
Yeah, Professor Hinson also came through, and everybody from the Just One group of companies who came in to support and be part of this. To the Group HR.
Group HR.
Yes, he also came around. So, thank you guys so much. It was a beautiful moment. Yeah. We had some good time with the praise and worship. It was the praises from Diana actually, and all the dance moments. Gatuso on the microphone, to Ahinawa, to
and yourself,
Helen Anyoja.
You did great.
Yeah, and to all the gamers, all the people who participated, of course, on the microphone. I will always be there. So it was a good time.
Yeah.
Charlie, we will do them again.
We will
do them again, actually.
Same your love. Same your love.
I love that. See, the chicken there. I enjoy the chicken so much. So very much. So thank you all so much for being a part of the Metro TV Jollof Festival. To our colleagues from Original FM, Original TV, everybody who came to support the Ignite Media Group. We say we are thankful to all of you. Camera department, front desk executives from the newsroom, to MCR, to technical, to everybody, to the MD Vaughn.
Yeah, Vaughn.
To management, to everybody
Nana
who participated. Yeah, Nana Debra. If you start mentioning names, then you mention everybody's name.
No problem.
Tony Beverly.
Yeah.
Mr. Boache.
Ni.
Boy.
No problem.
Anyway, guys, thank you very much, and thank you to our sponsors, Gino Jollof and also Maggie. We appreciate you so much. And to all the embassies, we love you. We thank you so much for coming. That's it for the show today. My name is Desmond Okreko Danso, and Michael Edu Jamna is the event coordinator here. That's it for Good Afternoon, Ghana. Enjoy the rest of our programs. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
The ultimate celebration of African culture, music, fashion and food is back this dirty December in Accra, Ghana. The Afro Future Festival. Join us on the 28th and 29th